Hey everybody, it's Brittany, and we're going to do yoga with strength today. So even though we can't be together, I figured we could knock out two types of a workout in one session. So we're going to be doing some yoga, but we're also going to be doing some fusion of strength into that yoga. So you can get it all done in the next 30 to 40 minutes. So we're going to start by sitting down on our mats, sitting up nice and tall. Let's relax those shoulders. Lift the chest, and we're going to take 5 deep breaths here. Inhaling through the nose, exhaling through the mouth with a sigh. As we take that inhale, really fill those lungs from top to bottom. And as we exhale, let it all out. Letting any stress or tension go with each breath. Let's go ahead and take one more breath here. And then when we're ready, let's go ahead and we're going to do some neck stretches. So go ahead, drop that right ear towards that right shoulder. Gaze on up towards the ceiling. Feel that nice long stretch down the left-hand side of our necks. When we're ready, let's go ahead and bring that head on back to center. And then we'll drop that left ear towards that left shoulder. And again, gazing on up towards the ceiling. Still sitting up nice and tall through the spine. And when we're ready, go ahead and come on back to center. And let's shake out those shoulders, rolling forward a few times. And roll them back. Back once more, set them down in place. Good. From here, let's go ahead and reach both arms on up towards the ceiling. Let's take an inhale here, reach up nice and tall. Exhale, palms together, bring those hands to heart center. A couple more times here. Inhale and reach. Exhale, palms together, hands to heart center. Last one. And then let's go ahead and reach those arms back up. And we'll go ahead and stretch out our sides a little bit. So we'll inhale at the top, exhale, right hand comes down, left arm comes overhead. Inhale back to center, left hand comes down, right hand comes overhead on that exhale. Inhale back to center, exhale and reach. Do one more on each side here. And we'll go ahead and come on back to center, bring those hands down, and then let's go ahead and set them on those knees. From here, we're going to go ahead and take that left hand, place it on that right knee, place that right hand back behind that right hip. We're going to inhale, sit up nice and tall, all the way through the spine. And as we exhale, turn to the right. Gentle twist here. Ready, go ahead, come on back to center. And let's take that right hand to that right knee, left hand behind that left hip. Again, sit up nice and tall on that inhale. And then as we exhale, twist to the left. Back to center. And from here, we're going to go ahead and make our way to our hands and knees. So let's go ahead and find that hands and knees, that tabletop position. We want to take a moment here and make sure we're really set up with joints stacked over the top of each other. So we want those shoulders over those wrists, those hips over those knees, and we want a nice neutral spine from the top of our head down to our tailbone. Once we've found that nice tabletop position, we'll do a few cat-cows, warming up that back. So as we inhale, we'll drop that belly, open up the chest and look forward. And as we exhale, we'll round out that spine, chin to chest. Inhale and look forward. Exhale and round. Always taking our time here, so make sure whatever you're doing, you're breathing to your pace. Let's go ahead and do one more round. Curl that back up into that cat, and then go ahead, come on back to that neutral spine. Let's warm up those hips. So we're gonna do some hip circles. Go ahead and pick up that right hip, and we're just gonna start drawing little circles with that left knee. And when we're ready, go ahead and switch directions. Draw circles the opposite way. And then we'll go ahead, put that knee on down, and we'll switch sides. So let's draw little circles with that right knee when we're ready. And then go ahead, switch direction. And last one, go ahead and place that knee down. And we're gonna go ahead and move into that first down dog. So from that all fours, go ahead, tuck the toes under. We're gonna lift those hips up and back. Press that chest back towards the thighs, the ears between the arms. And you can take a nice bend in those knees if we need to here. Once we're in that down dog, go ahead, pedal out those feet. Lower one heel back and down, then the other. Stretch out those calves. From here, let's go ahead and look up between those hands, walk our feet on up towards the top of our mat. Find that forward fold. Let those backs of the legs stretch out a bit here. Allow that upper body to relax. Maybe nod the head yes, shake the head no. Releasing that stress and tension. When we're ready from here, let's go ahead and walk those hands up the legs, nice and easy here. All right, so we're warmed up, we're ready to get going. So we're gonna do a couple of sun salutes. I'm gonna show the modified version first. You could stick with that all the way through if this feels good to you, or if you'd like to do a little bit more of a challenge, I'll show you the regular version as well. So we're standing up nice and tall. We really wanna make sure we've got those feet about hips distance apart, all right? From here, let's go ahead and roll the shoulders back. Chest is open. On that inhale, we're gonna reach the arms up. Exhale, nice swan dive down into that forward fold. On an inhale, let's bring the hands up to knees or shins. Nice flat back. On an exhale, hands down to the floor. And on an inhale, let's step that right foot back to plank. Left foot's gonna meet. So the modified version here, drop those knees. Find that plank in a kneeling position. And when we're ready, we'll go ahead and lower all the way on down to the floor. On an inhale, we'll lift the chest just a little bit. Tiny little cobra. Exhale on down. Tuck those toes. We're gonna inhale, come on up to a down dog. And then from that down dog, walk or step those feet back on up to that forward fold. We'll inhale, reach arms all the way on up. And exhale, bring hands to heart center. So if you like that modified version with the kneeling plank, go ahead, continue to do that. This next round, I'll show you a little bit of a different sun salute. So when we're ready all together, let's inhale, reach those arms up. Exhale, swan dive into that forward fold. Inhale for that half lift, nice flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, step the foot back to the plank. Exhale, if you're in the full version here, we're going to stay in that plank, lower halfway to chaturanga, flip the tops of the feet, and on an inhale, lift up to upward facing dog. Again, you can always do that kneeling version. On our exhale, we're all going to meet in downward facing dog, however we need to get there. And then on that inhale, we'll step or walk the feet on up forward. Relax into that forward fold on that exhale. And then we'll inhale, reach the arms on up. Exhale, hands to heart center. We're going to do one more of these, whichever version you choose. Inhale and reach. Exhale, swan dive into that forward fold. Inhale, half lift, nice flat back here. Exhale, forward fold. On that inhale, step the feet back to the plank or the kneeling plank. Exhale down. Inhale up to little cobra or to upward dog. Exhale, we'll all meet in that down dog. On our inhale, let's step or walk the feet forward to the forward fold. Exhale, relax the back. Inhale, let's sweep the arms all the way on up. Exhale. All right, so we're standing here, standing up nice and tall with those hands at heart center. And here's where we're going to start adding in some of that strength. So if you don't have hand weights at home, that's okay. We've got another version for you. Grab a couple of cans of whatever it is that you have in your house, and we can use these as our weights for the day. So we're going to hold those weights in our hands, stand up nice and tall. Let's go ahead and step that right foot back to that lunge. So our back is up nice and tall. That front knee is bent just over that ankle. Our chest is lifted. So we're going to do a lunge to an overhead press. So go ahead, hold those cans or weights, whatever you got, right about shoulder height. Some people like to keep the palms in close. Other people like to put the palms facing out, whatever feels good to you and your shoulders today. So from here, we're going to go ahead, drop that right knee towards the ground for the lunge. Go ahead and come on up. Press those weights overhead. Right here for 10. Really keeping good form here, nice, slow, intentional movements. Halfway. Last one. All right. Okay, so let's go ahead and switch sides. We're going to step that left foot back to the lunge this time. Again, making sure that right knee is right over the top of that right ankle, still sitting up nice and tall. And again, those weights are going to be right at our shoulders, either with palms in or palms facing out, whatever we like here. So when we're ready, we're going to go ahead and drop that left knee towards the ground. Come on up, press those weights overhead. Again, we're doing 10 reps here. Halfway. You guys have got it. Let's take one last lunge here, reach those up overhead. Very nice. All right, we're gonna go ahead and step those feet back together, set those weights down. Go ahead and come back to our standing position, standing up nice and tall. Let's inhale, reach the arms overhead. Exhale, hands down, forward fold. And we're gonna step into that plank. Right foot back, then left. Find that plank, or if you'd like, kneeling plank here for push-ups. So full push-ups, kneeling push-ups, whatever you like. I'm going to show the modified version. If you want to do full push-ups, go for it. We're going for 10. Really keeping those elbows in tight, close to our body, hugging that core up into our spine. Very nice. All right, when we're ready, tuck those toes back under, lift those hips up and back, find that downward facing dog. Take a little breath here. A couple of inhales and exhales. When we're ready, we're gonna go ahead, come on back up to standing. And we're gonna do that set one more time through. So grab those weights or cans, whatever you got here. And we're gonna take that nice lunge. So right foot steps back. Again, hips square to the front, standing up nice and tall. 10 reps. Pressing those weights overhead with good control through the core. Last one here. Very nice. Go ahead and step those feet together. Switch sides. Left leg goes back. All right. Find that good position before we get moving. Everything's nice and stable. And let's take 10. Last two here. 9 and 10. Very nice. Go ahead, set those weights down. Step the feet together. Inhale and reach. Exhale. Forward fold. And set those feet on back to that plank or that kneeling plank. And again, 10 push-ups, kneeling or full. Last one. There we go. Tuck those toes under. Lift the hips up and back. Find that downward facing dog. Relax for 3 breaths. When we're ready from here again, walk or step those feet on forward. Stand on up nice and tall. Grab a drink of water if you need it before we move on to our next segment. We're gonna do some more strength. So, grabbing those weights when you're ready, we're gonna go ahead and take the feet out a little bit wider here. So toes are pointed out a little bit. All right, wide stance. Holding those weights here right at our shoulders, or you can hold them in here closer to your chest if that feels better, whatever feels good. Once we're here, we're gonna take some squats. So we're gonna take an inhale, and as we exhale, sit on down, chest is up nice and tall, and come on back to center. 10 squats here. Inhaling on the way down, exhaling, squeezing those glutes on the way up. Last one here. Very nice. All right, go ahead, bring those feet back into a normal distance. And we're gonna go ahead and squat just a little bit, okay? Stick that booty out behind you. And we're gonna go ahead and bring those weights down and hang underneath our shoulders. We're gonna do a row, all right? So with the back nice and flat, hug that tummy up and in. And we're gonna pull those elbows back behind our rib cage. You might have guessed it, but the magic number is 10. Really squeezing between those shoulder blades. Last one here. Very nice. Go ahead and put those weights down. All right, so now we're really gonna test you. We're gonna do some balance, but also while doing a strength movement. So we're gonna do a little single leg deadlift, or in yoga terms, we're gonna do warrior 3. You can call it whatever you want. So we're gonna start to balance on that left leg. Go ahead and start to put the weight into that left leg. Spread the toes. Stand up nice and tall. And when we're ready, we're gonna take a nice hinge at the hip, all right? Not at the knee, just gentle bend in the knee. We're gonna send that right foot back, chest comes down, and we're gonna inhale, come on back. If you can, balance. Otherwise, touch those toes to the floor for a little bit more support. 10 here. Very nice. All right, go ahead and put that right foot down. Same thing here. We're gonna center that foot into the floor, spread the toes, get our balance. Same movement, other leg. And you might find that one leg is better than the other. That's okay. Always gonna have something to work on. I know for me that my left leg is definitely stronger than my right leg. Last one. Very nice. And go ahead and put those feet on back down. And we're going to go through that set one more time. So go ahead and grab those weights. We're going to go back to that nice wide-legged squat. So go ahead, take the feet out wide, the toes pointed outwards. Hold those weights here or here, whatever you like. And we're going to take 10 squats. Inhale down. Exhale, squeeze the glutes and stand. Keeping that chest up nice and tall. Last two. Very nice. When we're ready, let's go ahead and bring those feet back together. We're going to take that bent over row. So sit in that little squat. Let the hands hang down from the shoulders. Back is nice and flat. We're hugging that core in towards our spine. And we're going to pull those elbows up and back, squeezing between those shoulder blades. Last one here. Very nice. All right, let's go ahead and put those weights down. And we're going to test that balance once more with that warrior 3 or that single leg deadlift flow. So again, starting on that left leg, we're going to go ahead and send that right leg back and come on up to balance or to touch those toes. 10 of these. I need to work on my balance. All right, very nice. Let's go ahead and switch legs. Let's put that right foot down, center that weight in the right foot. Last time here, so we're reaching that left leg back and coming on up. Squeeze that right glute when you stand.
Again, if you find that balance is a little off, feel free to tap those toes for more support. Halfway. Very nice. All right. Go ahead and shake out those legs. And we're going to go ahead and come on down to the floor. We're going to do some core and some glutes. All good stuff. So when we're ready, we're going to go ahead. We're going to find an elbow plank. So bring those forearms down to the floor. Palms facing the ground. We're going to extend those legs back behind us. Again, option here for a kneeling plank. Always fine. We're going to hold for 30 seconds. Make sure to breathe. Hug those abs up in towards the spine. Try to keep that neck relaxed, the shoulders away from the ears. More seconds. You got it. 3, 2, 1, and down. Very nice. Okay, let's go ahead. Lower yourself all the way to the floor. We're going to work on some of those posterior chain muscles. So we're going to go ahead and lay on down. And from here, we're going to reach those arms back towards our feet. In yoga, we call this locust. In strength, I'm not really sure what we call it, but we strengthen our backs when we do this. So we're going to go ahead, we're going to lift those hands up off the floor, reach the fingertips towards the toes, contracting those muscles in our back as we lift that chest up off the ground. If you want a little more challenge, you can lift the feet as well, squeezing the glutes together. And we're holding here and breathing for 30 seconds. Seconds, you've got it. 3, 2, 1, and rest. Very nice. All right, from here, we're gonna go ahead and just roll onto our backs. I'm gonna show you guys from the side so it's a little bit easier for you to see. We're gonna do some hip bridges. So those knees are bent, the feet are about hips distance apart. The back is nice and flat on the floor. And we're gonna take a nice hip bridge. So first option is to just take a regular hip bridge. Squeeze the glutes, lift the hips on up towards the ceiling, and lower. You can take a couple of these all together so you get the feel for it. If you'd like to make this a little more challenging, you can go ahead and lift one leg and do a single leg, or stick with that double leg. If you are doing a single leg, go ahead and switch legs. If you're doing double leg, keep going. And last one. All right, very nice. We're going to go one more time through that core set. So let's go ahead and find that elbow plank or elbow kneeling plank, whichever one we chose. When we're ready, let's go ahead and lift up into that plank. Again, hug that core all the way around. 30 seconds here. We're getting close to the end, you guys. We've got this. More. 3, 2, 1, and down. Very nice. Again, we're going to take that locust pose, working on strengthening that posterior chain. So reach those arms on back towards the feet. Take a deep breath here. And then when we're ready, lift the arms up, reach the fingertips back towards the toes. Lift that chest up off the ground. And again, if you'd like, you can lift for the toes as well. Really squeezing those muscles down our backs, our glutes if we're lifting those legs. This is a great exercise to counteract all that sitting we do all day with a rounded posture. Five more seconds here. 3, 2, 1, and relax. Very nice. And one more round of those hip bridges. So flip onto your back. Relax those arms down your sides. Back is nice and flat against the floor. Again, options here for double leg or single leg, whichever feels best to you. We're doing 15 total. So if you're doing single leg, do 7.5. I don't know how you do that on each side. Let's just call it 16, do 8 on each side. All right, if we're single-legged it, go ahead and switch those legs. Otherwise, keep on going. Last one here. Very nice. Okay. Whew. Go ahead and grab a drink of water if you need it. And then we're actually just going to head right into some stretches. So sit up nice and tall for a second. Take a couple of breaths. And we're going to go ahead and stretch those legs out in front of us. Sit up nice and tall on those sit bones. Flex those feet back towards those shins. Take an inhale here. And as we exhale, just walk the fingers forward. Just until you feel that stretch in the back of your legs. It really does not need to be far. A lot of times people think we need to grab our feet or our toes. Totally unnecessary unless that's where you're at. Deep breaths here. Enjoy that stretch. Ready? Let's go ahead. Come on back. Very nice. Let's go ahead and hug that right knee in towards the chest. If you want, you can cross the leg over the top. Again, totally optional. We're going to take that left hand to that right knee. Again, right fingertips are going to go behind that right hip. On the inhale, we're going to sit up nice and tall. On the exhale, gentle twist to the right. Keep that left foot activated. So remember, flex those toes back towards the shin. We're ready. Go ahead and come on back to center. Let's switch it out. Hug that left knee in towards the chest. Again, option to cross the foot if you'd like. And then we're going to take that right hand to that right knee. Left fingertips behind that left hip. Sit up nice and tall on that inhale. Exhale, gentle twist. Keeping that right leg active. Flex those toes. And then when we're ready, go ahead and come on back to center. We're going to go ahead and lie on down on our backs. We're going to do a nice figure 4 stretch. So go ahead, come on down, relax that upper body. And we're going to go ahead and cross the right ankle over the left knee, making that nice figure 4. Flex those toes back towards the shin. If this is a good stretch, stay right here. If you need a little bit more, you can pick up that left foot, walk the hands behind the left thigh if that feels comfortable. You can just hold the right shin and the right knee if that's good. Whatever you want to do here. Deep breaths through the stretch. gonna switch legs. Left ankle over that right knee now. Flex those toes back towards the shin. Stay here if this is a good stretch for you. Or if you'd like, picking up that right foot, walking hands behind the right thigh or anywhere else that feels good here. And go ahead and release. Let's hug those knees into the chest. Give them a squeeze. Maybe take some rocking motion from side to side here. And as is traditional with yoga, let's go ahead, extend those legs out in front of us. Arms down the sides, back nice and flat. And let's relax everything just for 5 breaths. If you need longer, go ahead, feel free to take as long as you like. But we're gonna take 5 nice deep breaths in through the nose, filling the lungs from top to bottom. Easy exhale, let everything out, all the stress and tension. Let's go ahead and take one more inhale and exhale. And wiggle those toes and fingers. Go ahead and roll to the side. Find ourselves seated. Sitting up nice and tall, same place that we started in. All right, good job guys, we made it. So you got a little strength, got a little stretch, and I hope you feel a little bit better. Hope to see you again at the Y soon. Namaste.